Hello YouTube, welcome to Cars at 100, and on today's video I have a nice 2019 Dodge Durango RT. I reviewed previously the V6 version of this car, but this time around we have a big V8 Hemi engine. So for those of you interested in this car, review is coming your way. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into it. So let's start from the front of this menacing and angry looking Dodge Durango RT. This car looks nice in this white color, especially with this black top edition. This is a black top edition of this RT, and as you can see, you get black wheels, black mirror caps, and overall the car looks just, you know, nice. It has a road presence. Overall design compared to last generation, like I've said in the previous review, this is a much different car. It looks better, design is there, and I think Dodge is doing a very nice job integrating the V8 engines into these big cars, because people need space, and these cars are really nice in terms of the third row seating that this car comes with. And as you can see, the wheels here, you have different badges on the wheels, wheel caps there. Instead of the Dodge, you get the two stripe, and you have 265 50 R20. This is 20-inch wheels all around. Keyless entry, keyless go, of course. And as you can see, this hood looks really nice. It is functional hood, you can see through it, and it is a performance car, and at the same time it's a family car, and it combines these two things very well. You have a fog lights here as well. As you can see, these are LED fog lights. You have a xenons up there as well. You have a very nice Easter eggs, kind of a Dodge logo, as you can see there. Really cool little features. Not too much in this grille compared to other vehicles on the market with huge grills. You have two different sections to this grille, and you have a nice Dodge logo with two stripes as well. It's a very utilitarian vehicle. At the same time, you get this performance with 370 plus horsepower under the hood, which we're gonna check out in a little bit. Overall, you have LED lights in the back as well. This LED strip that goes around the trunk, it's really nice. As you can see, this light strip, the LED strip around the trunk of this car, looks very nice. When you're gonna be coming down the road, people behind you will know that you're driving Dodge Durango, and that's a very signature look for this car. You have a Dodge logo here. Not too many things here, and it's not outdone in terms of the design, and I'm a fan of this design as well. You have two exhaust pipes here, which are actual exhaust pipes, not the fake ones, and you have this sound, which I'm gonna include the sound clip in a video as well. You have a Dodge 4 sign here, Dodge logo, which implying the all-wheel drive options for this car, which comes standard, of course. And you have a RT logo here as well on the right, meaning road and track. To enter this beautiful Dodge, you have this key fob here, as you can see, the Dodge key fob, and you have unlock lock, open trunk release here button, which you have to click twice, and it's automatic, and remote start as well, which when the car is locked, you can press twice and hold second time, and the car will start, as you can see here. So this is a very convenient feature in cold climates and in hot climates as well, if you want to cool off the car or warm up the car before you enter it. And you can just keep this key fob in your pocket, and you can also lock the car, and you have a sensor behind the door opener handle here, so you lock it, and you can also unlock it with the sensor behind the door opener handle. And as you can see, these door cards have a nice trim here. This is carbon fiber looking plastic trim, but it's nicely done, good design. You have a soft touch material here, soft touch leatherette material here as well, which feels like it's a leather. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you also have a hard plastic material here, which is very durable in my opinion. You have a memory sitting here as well, speaker housing for the Alpine sound system, which is standard for this car. And you have also door sills, really nice door sills here, and pedals. Nothing too performance wise, just very nicely done, standard looking, but nice looking. You have seats here, leather seats. You have two stripes here instead of RT like previous years. You have the two stripes instead of that, which I think would be better if this was RT badging, I think, than these two stripes, but that's the changes. And as you can see here, the perforation on these seats are absolutely beautiful, and you see the quality of this leather as well. You have heated and ventilated seats here for this car. You have some options here. As you can see, of course, these options are convenient features that this car should come, and it does come with them. And as you can see, the entrance to this car is big, just like it's supposed to be, just like the size implies. And let's jump inside. Very solid feel, very nice build quality, and you have the steering wheel right in front of you with 10 and 2 notches and much bolstering everywhere instead of just flat bottom. This is, for some people, they prefer round steering wheels. For some people, the flat bottom is the way to go, but design and leather here is nicely done, very good in terms of the quality and design. You have a Dodge logo here in the middle. You have a very nice horn here as well. You have here options to control this middle display, and you have 2 analog gauges, actually 3 analog gauges surrounding that middle digital display. So you have a tach here, and you have a engine temperature and the fuel gauge here as well. So if we go into some of the options for this middle display, you have options like a fuel economy, you have options like a battery voltage, which would be good if you are towing something in terms of like capacity of electricity in this car. And you have here digital mile per hour gauge, which you can actually choose to analog looking gauge as well. So something that you can change in terms of the adjustability here. And you also have screen setup, so you can set up the screen the way you want it. There are many options here, the messages, so if your phone is connected, very convenient. Media options as well. You have a trip options here in the middle, so as you can see, the tach, the speedometer does not disappear when you go into some of the options in the actual digital display of the analog looking. So it's a little bit confusing, but you will adjust to it, and it's very comfortable to use, very convenient and very easy to use as well. So as you can see here, you have a paddle shifters in this car. These are nice quality paddle shifters. They are plastic paddle shifters, but they feel solid and they feel really good. You also have a very nice Chrysler and Dodge features in this behind the paddle shifters as well. Kind of a behind the steering wheel rather, you have adjustments for the volume and the media adjustments for this car. Overall, nicely, conveniently done, not to be overdone with buttons on the steering wheel. So these are nice features that you get behind the steering wheel as well. So they are kind of a stealthy looking type of buttons. Some 4 buttons here on the steering wheel, which I'm not a big fan of, but you also have Bluetooth options on the left of the steering wheel where these buttons are located. So overall, as you can see, this design is pretty standard, but at the same time, it's in my opinion, it's very basic, but it's very useful. There is nothing too much here. There is no crazy stitching on the dashboard. For some people like me, I would prefer design like this. I really like designs like this, and for some people it might be something that this is just a regular looking car. But you also have a very good options here for the infotainment. As you can see, very good infotainment options, and I would say one of the best infotainment in terms of the adjustability and how quickly it reacts to your inputs. One of the best things about this car is this infotainment, which has been updated. Dodge has done a very good job for a couple of years now updating their infotainment system, so you can control it only by touch. There is no dial here, nothing, no nonsense like that. You can just go right away and you click whatever you need, and this is something that I prefer because it's very fast, very easy to use in terms of navigation and everything. The maps, as you can see here, this is how they look. The only complaint I have about this infotainment is I wish this was a bigger screen, just like the, you get on Dodge Ram. And the 12-inch screen, maybe not 12-inch, maybe 10-inch screen would be a nice addition to this car. Perhaps next year, perhaps I mean in years to come, because next year this car is almost the same except the badges on the side of the fenders. But as you can see here, you have also climate control options here, a basic layout, but there is nothing overdone here. They feel nice in terms of the inputs. Everything is on the display. They don't interfere with each other. You can just go into different modes. The ones that you need will appear, and you have a sport mode here, which is important to note. The car will hold gears, and it will be a little bit more sensitive towards your inputs in gas. You have a eco options here as well, so you can put the economy option on in terms of how the car will save gas. So that's something that will save gas for this car, because this car has V8 in it. As you can see here down there, you have 12-volt power outlet as well. You have 2 USB options in and aux in as well. There's a tray here. The wireless charging option would be nice for this car. As you can see here, in terms of the shift lever, very nice kind of a grip here. Reminds me of a German automaker, but at the same time it's a very comfortable. I'm not surprised that it's also here, and it's a nice lights here on top when you shift gears. Very nicely done. Also, you can see here options for the storage. You have storage here for the bottle holders here, cup holders, if you will, and you also have some little storage here. Also, very important to note for this car's all-wheel drive ability, you have all-wheel drive auto and low range. So if you're going down the hill, I guess low range would be good, or correct me if I'm wrong, that not a lot of people talk about this feature, I realize, in many other reviews, but I think this is very important to note when you drive this car off-road, or you have this car in many different places when you're driving on the road or off-road. Also, you have here options for the storage. As you can see, you have 2 options for the storage, so you can lift the first level, which is felt lined. You can put coins or wallet here, and you also have a second option, which is deeper kind of a option, and you have a 12-volt power outlet inside as well, implied by this logo, and you have some light, vanity light in there as well. Overall, you have also, of course, a glove box, which is also felt lined, kind of a luxury feel, and that's what this car should try to do, and I think it's doing it. And at the same time, you have options here on the side of the doors as well. And yeah, overall, I would say this is a nice car for what it is. And let's check out the back seats. So to enter the back seats, as you can see, you have huge doors here, which are really nice, really nicely done. Lots of room in terms of the entrance, and you have a captain chairs layout here. Overall, you would think that this car is very nice in terms of the way it is and how it is in terms of the luxury, and you would be right. I think it's very important to note that space in this car is actually absolutely abundant, and you have two vents here, you have two USB options in which you can charge your devices, and you have a regular home outlet here to connect your device or charge port as well. You have heated seats, two-way heated seats in the back as well. You have some net storage here, and in terms of the legroom, there's a lot of legroom here, and there is a lot of headroom here as well. I'm 6 feet tall individual, and as you can see, I feel comfortable here. I think 7 feet tall individual would be okay here. This is something that you know, not a lot of vehicles can really brag about. This car actually comes with third row seats, so let's check them out. As you can see, you have a third row of seats in this car, which you can fold them down, and you will have a lot of space in the trunk if need be, because you know you don't always use third row seats, and this is a good option to use the third row seats when you need them. You can just fold them up, or you can fold them up if you need more trunk space. To get into the third row, you just click this lever and you lift this seat up. A little bit not that convenient, but at the same time you have a pass-through in the middle, so when the chairs are down, the second row chairs are down, you can walk in the middle of that pass-through. And as you can see, this is like type of a walking space, and you have two cup holders there as well. But if we jump inside, since we already lowered the second row seats, we have plenty of space here as well. This is a big vehicle, guys, and as you can see here, if I put this second row seat down and lift the back up, you will see that I still have legroom here, and overall I would say there is a headroom here as well. The headroom on the third row seats feel like second row for most of the SUVs. And as you can see, overall you have here cup holders, and you have a soft touch material here, but very durable feeling soft touch material, perhaps because this is a half trunk and half third row seats. And let's check out the trunk space. To open the trunk for this SUV, you have two options. You can either click this button and it will automatically open, or you can use the key fob, of course. And as you can see here, the third row seats are up, and you still have plenty of space here, and if need be, you have even more space under the floor of the trunk, where you have also options where you can put, where you have the maintenance and options to raise this car if need be when you change the tire. So overall, you have also option to drop down the third row seats, like I mentioned before, and you will have a lot of space for this car. The very big amount of space in trunk for this car because of the third row seats, which can be folded down. So the car is big and it utilizes its space very well. Overall, you have some storage here on the sides of the trunk space, and you have a 12-volt power outlet here, which is the third one for this car, and you can just close the trunk like that. Let's check out what's under the hood of this V8 SUV. As you can see, this 5.7 liter V8 here. Hemi. Powerful engine for a big car. You can see this hood as well. You can see through it, and it's very functional. I hope you enjoyed today's review of this 2019 Dodge Durango RT. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Stay loving cars.